Well, I'm backing out of the driveway, heading down to Harrison Locust for a morning of crosswalking and sign evangelism. Hopefully going to give out some free Bibles and some gospel tracts and maybe have a conversation or two. I hope all that happens. Maybe none of that will happen. I don't know. So I thought today we'd spend some time talking about location. You know, in real estate, they say the three most important things about real estate is location, location, location. Well, I don't know if location is the most important aspect of crosswalking, but it certainly is very important. And so when I get down to Harrison Locust, I'm going to give you a lay of the land, describe the intersection to you, and explain why it is that I've picked that location as one of my primary crosswalking spots here in Davenport, Iowa. And in doing that, I'm hoping to help you pick your own locations in your community to engage in crosswalking. So let's go to Harrison Locust. Alright, so it's pretty windy out here, so the audio may not be too great, but hey, that's life out on the streets. So this is the corner of Harrison and Locust. I'm presently standing on the southwest corner, which is the home of the Quick Shop gas station and convenience store. I've got a couple of my A-frames set up, one over here, just before the entrance to the parking lot here, and then I have one set up there beyond the tree right after the other entrance. So I'm on the corner of Harrison and Locust. Harrison is a main north to south one-way street. It's got 4 lanes of traffic, large street, and then the cross street. The cross street is Locust. Locust is another main artery through the middle of Davenport, running west to east, east to west. So in an hour's time here, no matter what time of day, I will see hundreds of cars come through this intersection, which means there are hundreds of opportunities for people to stop and talk, get a free Bible, get a gospel tract. There is some pedestrian traffic throughout the day. One of our high schools is down Harrison, several blocks down the street. And so in the mornings and in the afternoons, there will be a few students walking to school. You have other people milling about, walking up and down Locust primarily, going to various stores. We do have a homeless population here in town, and so from time to time I'll see some of the homeless folks walking through this intersection. So not only is it a high traffic area for vehicles, but also a good opportunity to meet pedestrians who come up to the corner. So one of the many reasons why I like Harrison and Locust as a spot for crosswalking and sign evangelism is that 3 of the 4 corners are good spots for this kind of evangelistic activity. The only corner that's not would be the northwest corner, which is the corner where St. Ambrose University's Welcome Center is located. St. Ambrose is a liberal LGBTQ affirming Roman Catholic institution that is very hostile to the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so I don't stand on that corner because for people to stop and talk to me, they would have to park in their parking lot, in St. Ambrose's parking lot, and they're not going to allow that. So otherwise, it would be a great corner. It has all the features I would need for crosswalking and sign evangelism. But the other three, the corner that I'm standing on, which is the southwest corner, home of the Quick Shop gas station, the southeast corner, home of the Davenport School District, Community School District's administrative offices, and the northeast corner, home of a Shell gas station. All three of those corners are good places to do sign evangelism and crosswalking. And so let me explain why. So since 3 of the 4 corners are suitable for crosswalking and sign evangelism, and they all have similar features, I'm only going to describe the corner that I'm standing on, which is the southwest corner of the intersection, southwest corner of Harrison and Locust. So as you can see, both Harrison and Locust have public sidewalks. That is a key feature. It means that I'm probably going to see some pedestrian traffic. And of course, public sidewalks are still considered constitutionally as one of the traditional free speech areas. I don't need anyone's permission to be here. I don't need a permit. It doesn't matter whose business I'm standing in front of. It doesn't matter what time of day or what day of the week. This sidewalk belongs to me as a citizen of the United States. So that gives me full access to the sidewalk for the purposes of free speech activity. So I always look for intersections where there are public sidewalks if I could find them. Another feature about all 3 of the corners that I could use here at Harrison and Locust is where the 2 sidewalks join. At the corner, there is this large concrete area. I've got a small planter here with a concrete wall around it, which people will sometimes come and sit here waiting for a bus, or they'll come and sit down to talk to me. But this large area gives me ample room to move around, ample room for my box, for my gear, ample room for more than one person to stop and talk to me. Also gives me plenty of room if a pedestrian comes up and they don't particularly want to engage in conversation, or maybe it's a young lady, and here I am, a 57-year-old guy standing on the corner with a 5.5-foot tall cross. Well, I want to make people as comfortable as possible, so a large intersection like this allows me to give people plenty of room, plenty of space. I don't have to stand right up beside them. That's good for my own safety and good for the comfort of those who are coming up to the intersection. So I really like that feature as well. Now, these grass areas here, these are not public easements. A public easement typically is between the sidewalk and the street. Easements between the sidewalk and a business, those usually belong to the property owner. In this case, the Quick Shop. But I've been out here for 5 years. I've posted signs with metal stakes. I've set up my A-frames on their easements. They've never once come out and asked me to move the signs. Even the company that's hired to do the lawn care for the Quick Shop, I'll ask when they arrive, hey, do you want me to move my signs? Oh, no, we'll work around them. And they'll actually work around my signs so I don't have to move them. But areas like this are good for posting signs, posting A-frames, or signs that you stake in the ground with a metal stake. And this way you don't have to set up any signs on the sidewalk and run the risk of blocking the sidewalk. Something else that most intersections like this are going to have around the sidewalk is a light pole. Both a street light and a traffic light are affixed to this very large pole. These are important features too. I can stand in front of the pole, as I am now, facing the street. I can have my back to whatever's going on in the parking lot, and if someone were to throw something, there's a good chance they're going to hit the pole here before it hits me. Also, this provides me with a barrier if there's an accident here in the intersection. If I see a car coming toward me, either intentionally or unintentionally, I can move back here behind the pole, and there's a barrier here between me and whatever's going on in the middle of the intersection. So that's a good safety feature. All right, some other things I look for at a crosswalking spot is I want the place where I'm going to stand to be in close proximity to a business and a parking lot. In this case, a gas station and convenience store. So there's ample parking if someone wants to stop. If someone wants to stop and talk, there's ample places for them to park. In this particular parking lot, as you can see, there is an air filling station right here on the corner, which gives a little more room for cars to come in, to pull in, to get air for their tires as they're coming in, and gives them distance from the gas pumps, plenty of room. And so people will often stop, and if you've watched any of my videos, you've seen it happen. People will pull into the parking lot, and they will pull right up here to the air station. They'll talk to me from their car, or they'll wave me over to their car, or they'll get out of the car and join me here on the corner. So I'm looking for a spot that has ample parking. I'm looking for a spot where people can get close to me and remain in their car if they want to. Now, what I like about this corner is that there are entrances both off of Locust and off of Harrison. See, that truck just pulled in off of Harrison. And so I have my signs set up so that people coming down Harrison will see the free Bible sign. Will see the free Bible sign before they get to the parking lot, giving them time to turn in. And I have the sign set up here right at the edge of this other parking lot, so that as people are approaching the driveway, they'll be able to see the sign and have plenty of time to decide to pull in if they want to. Now, I do most of my street evangelism during the day. I've made it a point over the years to dedicate my evenings to my wife and my kids. So most of my time on the streets is during daylight. But if the only time you can get out is at night, you want to make sure that the intersections where you stand are well lit. And Harrison and Locust is an intersection like that. There are full-size street lights on all four corners. All the corners are well lit, and so that's a good feature. It makes you easier to see, and it makes it easier for you to see anyone who might be coming toward you, either in a vehicle or on foot. All right, so that's about it. Those are the basics as far as picking a location. Public sidewalks, hopefully on the corner, a large enough area for you to set up your gear, and give ample room for people to stop and talk. You want to be adjacent to a business that has easy ingress and egress from the parking lot, so that people can pull in to stop and talk to you. You want it to be a place where there's ample parking if they want to park their car, or hopefully just be able to pull up next to you in the parking lot. Grass easements are a plus, so that you can post additional signs, whether A-frames or stake signs. But I choose to park behind the quick shop because it is the area where people are least likely to park. So I don't want to take up a parking space unnecessarily. take away from the opportunity for a customer to park conveniently in front of the store and walk in. And so I park behind the quick shop. If that's not available to you, and if the parking lot that you're next to is small, then you might want to consider parking off-site, either parking down the street or parking near an adjacent business, short walking distance. That's another thing. What I look for in an intersection where I'm doing crosswalking is how far away do I have to park and lug my gear to get to my spot. So I'm usually looking for a place where I can also park relatively close so that I don't have too far to walk, because I bring out quite a bit of gear with me. All right, so that's it. Those are the basics for picking a location for crosswalking and sign evangelism. I hope this has been helpful to you. Make sure to leave your comments and your questions down below, and I'll see you on the next video. And until then, I'm going to get back to work here.